It's Sunday, I've moved mountains, and it's time for an update. Okay, maybe that's being a little bit dramatic, but I have done a lot this week. Let's take a look at what things are looking like. We've got the ice plant, which doesn't look like much until you look. There's some tiny little sprouts like that. I'm hoping those aren't weeds and they're actually the ice plant. But moving along over here. Whoa, what happened to the focus? There we go. Yeah, maybe it's not that visible now that I look at it, but you notice the iris isn't there anymore, and the potted plant has moved over, and there is basically a groove in the hill. I have dug a path or a patch, depending on how you want to look at it. I might be looking for suggestions, but basically that whole area up there I dug kind of from the steps, and some of the steps are new and somewhat temporary, but they allowed me to get up there, to move dirt up there. I dug a path. It's dug down deeper than you can see, but if you watch the midweeks, you'll see what I'm talking about. Dug that out to have a place to put better soil and to ultimately plant the larger plants that were sitting in the flat in the 6-packs. But now, I hope you can see it, kind of in the middle of the shot there are 2 spaghetti squash and 2 pumpkin plants. Yeah, they're a little close together, but I don't know how well they're going to survive the transplant, so if I have to move them, I'll move them, or maybe I won't. We'll find out. First time I've tried to grow anything that big. I moved that plant over mainly because there are roots coming from the citrus tree here. I didn't want to disturb too much, so I was going to cut in right under that and have that much longer of a path to plant them, but the idea is basically the larger plants with the larger fruit are going to be up in that area, and then they'll be able to trail down to the wall, and that'll give me some control over it. The soil that I moved went up. Finally got some more soil up there. Tried to actually kind of level it out and make a pathway up there, but the more I look at it, the more it kind of looks like it's maybe a little taller on the right than it is on the left. Kind of hard to tell when you're up there. You get up there with a rake, and everything you rake starts coming rolling back down the hill. So I ended up basically holding on to the bush, which also has been trimmed, and using my feet to just kind of shuffle it around and try and pack it somewhat. So again, you can get sort of an idea of what I was doing up there if you watch the midweeks. Down below, I did some more planting. I've got more carrots up there. I've gone through the corn that wasn't growing, did a little bit of a post-mortem exploration. Basically, I dug in to trying to find out, do I find the seeds? Did they, because corn can sprout underground and not break through the surface and then die because of that. I've just got the 2 corn plants right now. Both of them are sweet corn, so now I've planted 2 seeds of the dent corn in each one of the 4 Three Sisters, and also 2 more of the sweet corn in the 2 middle ones where I didn't get a corn plant. But you can also see the beans are growing, and you can even see this one's getting pretty tall and kind of going up over the wall. I'm going to have to put a stake in there. I have already put a stake in this one, and I'm trying to encourage it to climb up. So I'm going to have to figure out staking and all of that. This is all good stuff. It's a lot of work. I planted a lot of stuff, but I'm happy that I'm getting something out of it. I've got the lettuce down here. Oh, the radishes. We've had a few of the radishes now, and because I like the radishes so much, I planted more where that green tag is. These are the 6-pack, what remains of the 6-packs. I planted 2 of each. Last week I had given away 2 of the, because they were getting so big, the spaghetti squash and the pumpkin. I'd given away 2 of the 6. I've now planted 2 of the 6 in each case and given away to a neighbor 2 of each. So it's nice to be able to have some to give away. So if you overplant, that is something that is a benefit. You can be a generous person and give away your extra plants. We've got the cucumbers. I planted more of the Swiss chard and the spinach because I've only got the 1 spinach plant right there. So I planted more. For whatever reason, only 1 sprouted. I planted more seeds. I got to get rid of those weeds. I've got like 3 of the Swiss chard. I planted a few more. I got a space over here I haven't planted yet. So it's all stuff that I'm working on. Now, let's go take a look in the back. If you remember the cactus flowers from last week, they have passed, but we've got these, and I got to be careful because this thing's just growing outwards into the backyard. Somebody's going to get stuck. I'm going to have to cut this back. Got video of what I thought was a cat. Turned out, it's pretty sure at this point it was a raccoon that got up in here. I've cleaned up the beds back here. I've tamed the nasturtium yet again. I'll show you the black crim are looking bigger. I've got flowers. I think I mentioned that last week on the Roma. I've got the 1 basil plant. The other that I thought was basil wasn't. It turned out to be a 4 o'clock. So I've moved that over to the other end of the yard. I've replanted some stuff in some of the beds. I had to rip out the nasturtium that was here because it had aphids or something like aphids. I'm not 100% sure yet. I've readjusted the sprinklers because, well, you can see it's not getting a whole lot of water, so I think I need to splash some more water on these. But that gives you a pretty good idea. Also over here we had some water problems, so we've lost a couple of flowers in Mom's garden. But also there was some volunteer plant growing in with the bougainvillea. I pulled that. I've got to move a couple more of these roses up onto the trellis. Yeah, there's still more work to be done, but I've had a pretty good day, pretty productive week, and that's kind of where we are. I'll skip the side yard for now because this is probably getting long enough. But I thank you so much for checking in on the weeklies. I'm going to go get some rest. I suggest you do the same. Hopefully this was relaxing. Yeah, take care of yourself, folks. Take care of the folks around you, and may your thumb be green.